Holy cow. Welcome to Donnie's Hangout Adventures. And I go to bed fairly early. I go to bed about 7 o'clock, 7 or 8 o'clock. So this happened when I was actually asleep. And I get a news article from my wife. She sends me stuff that happens on the news, periodically. And I send it to my phone. And so I saw this article and I go, well, that's not a surprise. I'm surprised that it happened now and not between 2016 and 2020. Trump. Yeah, an attempted assassination attempt. There's a lot of confusing parts to this story, and I have a lot of questions more than answers. I really do. I have a lot of questions. Why now? Why now in the thick of a presidential race? A campaign, I should say, in the middle of it. The election's coming up in November, so why now? And automatically, you assume, this is what you assume, that it was a radical Democrat. When you're reading the article, no, it wasn't a Democrat. It was a 20-year-old registered Republican. But why would a Republican try to do an assassination attempt on Trump? That's confusing in and of itself. And it raises more questions than actual answers. Now, I'm not saying that. I'm trying to word this, and it's a little hard to word. I'm not saying every Republican is sane. No, I'm not saying that at all. But I'm saying this has raised a lot of questions. You would think this would be from the Democrat side and not the Republican side. It raises a ton of questions. And then I'm reading a story more. This was in Philadelphia. Somebody's been watching or reading a lot of JFK assassination attempts. Or not JFK assassination. The JFK assassination. There was only one JFK assassination and there was no other attempts. Anyway, okay. It was across the street. And obviously the guy was not very well trained in the arts of guns, because the shot was a little off, really off. It hit Trump in the ear. It did kill a person in the audience. There was one person in the audience that got killed, and there was one that got injured. Pretty horrific, could have been worse. But Secret Service agents, this is their job. Not a very good job at it's not one of the best jobs in the United States. It's not a job that I would want, and they have one goal in mind. To protect the president or former president. Yes, Trump has Secret Service agents that, the president has. The president has that, and their goal is to protect the president at all costs. So, of course, the Secret Service agents, covered up Trump and protected him like they're supposed to, and they protected him to make sure, nothing else happened. And luckily, he only injured his ear. Of course, it was really bleeding and stuff. But this stuff should not happen at all. I don't care your political affiliation, and I'm sorry I'm going to get some bad comments here. I don't care your political affiliation. If you're a Democrat and you're for Biden, or if you're Republican and you're for Trump, I don't care what your political affiliation is. Something like this should never ever happen. How did it happen? More questions than answers. How did it happen? What's the reason behind this attempted assassination attempt? I don't get why it was Trump and not Biden. That raises more questions than answers, than anything else. This is rather confusing. And I hope there is some more answers in the coming days, maybe weeks, months, whatever it may be, why this attempted assassination attempt happened on Trump. He's running for president. He's not even president yet, or will he be? But that's a different topic all in itself. Now, all I hope that this doesn't affect Trump's campaign. If this will affect, him running forward, going into November, because this could scare him off. I don't think it will, but a lot of times candidates do get a little bit scared when stuff like this happens. And clearly, this is not good that this happened. I'm a little surprised that it happened at this point in time, this close to the election, and it raises more answers. It raises more questions than answers. There's not many answers to this story. The story doesn't make a lot of sense. It's rather convoluted. It's convoluted that it doesn't add up. It doesn't add up at all. There's no, I don't get it. I don't get it why it happened now. Why didn't it happen in 2016 or 2018, whatever it may be, but why did it happen now? There's too many questions with this. There's way too many questions. And this shouldn't have happened. This shouldn't have happened. They probably had a lapse in security or something, because there's no way this should happen. It raises a lot of questions, and I don't care your affiliation on your political beliefs. I don't care about that. This shouldn't happen. This is not right. This is not right. We don't get many of these assassination attempts anymore. We really don't, because they take a lot of precautions to make sure stuff like this doesn't happen anymore. And I was a kid when there was an assassination attempt on Reagan. That was a reason for the Brady Bill, and all that. That's a different story. But I was a kid when that happened, so there isn't many assassination attempts on presidents. It seems to happen more on the campaign trail than it actually does as the president. But this, I'm interested as to why this happened. Now, Trump is doing well. He's doing well. He only injured his ear. This could have been 50 times worse than it actually was. And yes, I almost think that this was some kind of statement. Yeah, I do wonder if this was some kind of a statement, because the gun he used was an AR-15. What gun has been used a lot during mass shootings? An AR-15. It makes me wonder if there was some kind of a weird, sick, perverted, twisted message to that. That is an interesting question. No question about it. And hopefully we get some answers from why this happened. Hopefully. The suspect is dead, of course, as the case in most of these assassination attempts. Well, not most, a lot of them. And you know what? Get well soon, Trump. Get well soon.
Me and Mom are saying that's all for now.
That's all for now.